Hello, welcome back to my channel. And today I want to give my quick take on Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. And before I do that, let me talk about the movie, give you the synopsis, and this comes from AMC. Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul is a satirical comedy starring Regina Hall as Trinity Childs, the proud First Lady of a Southern Baptist megachurch, who, together with her husband, Pastor Lee Curtis Childs, Sterling K. Brown, once served the congregation in the tens of thousands. But after a scandal forces their church to temporarily close, Trinity and Lee Curtis must reopen their church and rebuild the congregation to make the biggest comeback that commodified religion has ever seen. Uh, so I enjoyed the film. I liked it. As it says, it's a satirical comedy, and boy, does it goes for it, man. It goes after those, mega churches and the pastors that really preach about wealth and show off all the big houses, the jets, the cars, the clothing, the jewelry, everything, right? So it really goes after them. And it's pretty clever. I think it's clever for me. Uh, it's very akin to the TV show, um, The Office in in the way that Pastor Lee Curtis, the way to kind of rebuild his reputation after the scandal. So the scandal is a sexual scandal, and what they basically you don't know what type of it is, what type of scandal it is until later in the movie, where I guess it's even though they don't really explicitly say it, but it's basically that he was accused of sleeping with guys, with men. So that was the scandal, and he paid off the people that were, I don't know, suing him or whatever. So everything or went on to trial. It was just paid off. But so what they do, what Lee Curtis does, is he brings in a camera crew to follow him around, follow him and Trinity, and try to regain, like you said, rebuild. But what in the movie they call it like a resurrection, right? Just like Jesus resurrected, he wants to resurrect not only his church but himself, really, right? So it's very like that, like The Office. And so there's a lot of shots where they're looking awkward because the camera's there, so they have to present themselves before the camera and stuff like that. So I like that aspect of the movie, and it brings a different energy to it. So I really enjoyed that. And so I like I said, I enjoyed the film. Even though it says comedy, at least for me, there wasn't like any like haha moments. Even in the theater that I was in, no one laughed. But it's like I said, it's very similar to The Office. So The Office for me wasn't it really wasn't a haha comedy either. Yeah, it had its moments, but for the most part, it was very more subdued or like really clever comedy, and I felt this was clever. I don't know, I liked it. I liked her performances too. Regina Hall was really good in this one. The different the expressions she would give was she really did a great job, and so did Sterling K. Brown. He did a really good job too. So they did a really, I don't know, them together were really good. I really enjoyed it, and so yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the film. And maybe just to give you a little bit of you know kind of a personal um take on it, maybe why I enjoyed it even more. I have at least for, like me personally, to give a little background, I have a very complicated relationship with religion, to be honest. I grew up in a Christian household. We would go to church all the time. We would go, I think, like 3 to 4 days a week, twice on Sunday. And so it was, as you can imagine, it was a religious household for in a sense. They didn't really preach it much in the household to us, but we went to church a lot. And when I turned 18, I told my parents I wasn't going to go to church anymore. And I was very fortunate that they didn't push back. They didn't. They told me that was my decision, and so they were very progressive about that, which I really appreciate. And I'm 40 now, and I haven't gone back. So just to be transparent, and maybe that's kind of influencing my review a little bit, and maybe why I enjoyed it a little bit more because I'm not really a churchgoer anymore. I don't really follow religion. I'm more of a agnostic, and like I said, I have a very complicated relationship. Even though I don't go to church, I don't read the Bible, I still pray. I still pray every day. I do. It's just something that I don't know. I do. It's like I said, it's complicated. I can't even explain it myself, but I do it. I do it. And like I said, maybe that did have a an effect on how I maybe enjoyed this film more because it kind of did go hard on those type of churches. Even though I didn't grow up in one of those churches, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, so that was just giving you a little behind the curtain about myself, and but like I said, I did enjoy the film. Um, Maybe they could have gone more into the scandal or stuff like that, but they didn't. They really. It was weird. They kept giving hints of it, and there was parts where you're like, okay, and there's a lot of implying going on in this film. Even when they were intimate, there was a scene where they were intimate, and he would turn her around. Right? When they would do it that style, right? Where he wasn't seeing her face, and then when she's like, "Can we just do it the normal way?" and he's looking at her face, and he kind of loses his, you know what I'm saying? He can't perform anymore. So stuff like that. They were implying, but they didn't go. I guess they didn't go deep enough into that, into his feelings, and like maybe like reveal like, okay, he's he's um he's not heterosexual, right? And so maybe they could have gone a little bit deeper, have maybe a different layer into the movie, but they didn't. That's debatable, right? I still enjoyed it, but maybe just to make it a little bit like I said, like have more depth into the movie. Um, Maybe they could have gone that route as well, where he's really confronting his feelings about his sexuality. And yeah, but they didn't. Like I said, they didn't. And it is what it is. That I think that probably brought the film a little bit down for me because they didn't really address it too much, really enough, I guess. But overall, I did enjoy it for what it was. Um, and yeah, I would say check it out, see if you enjoyed it, and let me know what do you think of the film. Yeah, and check it out, man. I think you'll. I don't know. I think some of you will like it for sure. So let me know what you think, and well, thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and subscribing, and check out my other content. And hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one.